What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel where we talk about how to build credit, how to establish relationships with banks and financial institutions, and most importantly, how to get you access to high limit credit funding. If that's something you like to listen to, we welcome you to subscribe. Otherwise, you can support our channel if you like, share, comment down below. So for today's video, I wanted to talk about how to build credit for those who are starting from scratch. So you might be a young adult who's never built credit before, or you may have had credit in the past, but had some derogatories, and now you're trying to rebuild your credit. So where do you start? Now, when I start building my credit several years ago, I really favored the secured credit card route. That's basically when you put down a deposit, you get a credit card issued under your name, and that credit card will report to all major credit reporting agencies. So it'll help you build credit, and then hopefully it'll unsecure. So I try to go strategically at secure credit cards that actually graduated. So after you put your deposit down, after several months of on-time payment, you get your deposit back. You get to keep the credit line, and in some cases get a credit limit increase and your deposit released. So it's the best of both worlds. I still really favor that because that plays into the whole relationship banking strategy. And then there are other ways of building your credit. A lot of people like to go through self-lender or My Jeweler's Club, Hutton Chase. At the end of the day, those types of methods will still help you build credit, but I don't necessarily prefer My Jeweler's Club or even the self-lender for the simple fact that you're not building a banking relationship, meaning, after you complete credit builder program with self-lender, you can't go back to them for a loan. So it's kind of a one-time type of deal, right? Um, I tend to like to build relationships with institutions where you can get in on the ground floor or at the entry level and build a relationship within that institution and then expand your relationship, get better credit cards, better loan products, and higher limits as your credit starts to mature and grow. So I just wanted to share with you guys in this video several ways that you can build your primary accounts without having to undergo a credit check and without actually even costing you anything, without coming out of pocket. Because I know one of the biggest reservations when it comes to secure cards is that the fact you have to come out of pocket and put down a deposit. So there are other alternatives. Now, one of the great things that came along were fintechs, and fintechs are really changing, even just how you go about building personal credit and even business credit. So let's go jump over and check out some of these different accounts that you can add as primary. So first up, we have Grow Credit. Now, this is a very easy account to get. Now, basically with Grow Credit, it's a credit line that you can use to pay for your subscription. Let's check out some of the different plans that they have. Now, if you just want the free account, that's a $15 monthly spending limit. You get a free FICO, and it's a 12-month duration. You can renew it, so it's just a free primary account. Grow membership has a $50 monthly spending limit, but it does come with a $4.99 monthly payment. And then the Accelerate has a $150 monthly spending limit, and it's a $9.99 per month fee. So if you just wanted to stay with the free plan, you could do so. That's a free primary. Next up, we have Grain. Did a full review on this, actually several reviews. This is one of my favorite. They just look at banking data, so there's no hard credit check. So in order to apply, you will need a bank account. They use the Plaid platform. They'll analyze your banking activity and then decide what your credit limit may be. And you could always get reevaluated for a higher credit limit later down the road. So this is another great option. Next up, we have Kickoff. Now, Kickoff is another free primary account. Now, I know a lot of people are like, all right, $12, how is that going to help? Well, it's really just about adding payments to your credit profile. So the more on-time payments that are being calculated and added, that's just going to help your credit. So at the end of the day, this is still a pretty decent primary for someone who's just starting out. Next up, we have One Finance. Now, One Finance is, I would say, kind of similar to Grain. They will be looking at your banking data, but One Finance actually, they offer a little bit more than Grain in that regard. So they offer checking accounts, savings accounts, and a line of credit. So this is definitely one to check out. We have all the links in the description of the video, so definitely check that out. Next up, we got Tomo Credit Card, another one. fintech that uses banking data to get you a credit limit. Right now, there's a waiting list. We do have links in the description, so you could definitely check those out. But yeah, this is another one I did the other day. Got a $5,000 limit on it. You do have to pay 25% of your balance off each week. So that's one of the downsides to it. Again, this isn't going to be like a primary credit card that you will be revolving. This is really meant to help you manage your debt as well as help you build credit because they're going to be given higher limits than you would normally get, based on your credit score because they're just looking at your banking data. So you can get a high limit and it's just a high limit primary. There's no credit check, no hard inquiry. So this one right here is not a bad one to consider. And then also when it comes to building credit, you're going to want to have some diversity in terms of the types of accounts. So Lockbox is an installment credit builder type of account. It's a 12-month term, and you could pledge anywhere from $20 up to $200 per month. And that basically goes into a savings account at the end of 12 months. You get all of that back, and it's completely free. There's no fees involved. And it's a great program too. No credit, no hard credit check. So this will add some installment type of accounts and help with the mix of accounts. And again, another great one with no credit check. That's the main theme here. Chime is another one. It's more like a secure charge card. So the way it works, you basically are only spending what you've actually deposited. And so this is another good one if you want to add payments to your credit profile. There's no credit, no hard credit checks. So this is a low hanging fruit in terms of credit builders. Next up, we have DCU. Now, done many videos on DCU. DCU has a credit builder loan with no credit check, but then they also have a quick loan. So these are two separate primary accounts. One is a credit builder loan, so it kind of works in the same way as like a lockbox, for example. They're going to report this particular, let's say $3,000 in this case, on your credit report. And then as you make those monthly payments, those payments just go into an account. And at the end of it, you get it back. But here's the thing, it is 5% APR. So it is a little bit of interest, whereas like a lockbox is no interest, but lockbox, you're not going to be able to put as high of amount, right? I believe the highest amount on lockbox is like $2,400. So like that's the highest reported balance, right? If you're doing 200 a month times 12 months in that, for that year. So here you could obviously go a little bit higher, but you're paying interest. So just one thing to consider. Next up, we have Air Force Federal Credit Union. So this is another gem. So Air Force Federal Credit Union has a secured loan with no credit check. And one of the great things about Air Force Federal Credit Union is the fact that anyone can join Air Force Federal Credit Union. There are no membership restrictions. So that's a great thing. Anyone across the country can join Air Force Federal Credit Union and get this secured loan with no credit check. This is another installment type of account. And then also, they do have unsecured loans as well. So this is just a great way to build a relationship. And another gem, they also have a secured credit card, but it does not graduate. So that's the only thing about it. All right, last but not least, we have the Andrews Federal Credit Union Platinum Reward Secure Credit Card. Now, this secure credit card does not do a hard credit check and it doesn't graduate, but technically it kind of does graduate because if you're able to build up internal history using this secure credit card, then you'll be at a higher chance once you apply for an unsecured credit card. And remember, there's no hard inquiry. So you won't get that inquiry until you apply for an unsecured card. And if you've gotten this secured card first, then you're going to be at a much higher chance of getting approved because you're building that relationship with Andrews and you're building your credit at the same time. It comes with auto rental collision damage waiver, travel accident insurance, and emergency assistance. So this is a great primary bank issue credit card to add as you're building your credit. So just to recap, right? We have Grow, we have Grain, we have Kickoff, we have One Finance, we have Tomo, Lockbox, we have the Chime Credit Builder. We also have DCU, which has a quick loan that has no credit check up to 2000. They also have a credit builder. So those are two different primaries that you can get. And then you also have Air Force Federal Credit Union, which offers a secure credit card with no credit check, as well as a shared secured loan with no credit check. And then we have Andrews Federal Credit Union that offers a secured credit card with no credit check. So if you're someone who's starting at the bottom, this right here is a blueprint for you to build out your primaries without having to go one single credit check. Now, that's a great way to start building your credit, adding primary accounts without taking hard inquiries. So, if there's any other products that you think we should consider in building your credit, definitely let us know your comments and suggestions. Until next time, take it easy, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.